Ash here from the Network Studios. Welcome back to another stream inside of the city. We're back today to do a bit more building on our little service station place, whatever you desire to call it. Back today to hopefully finish this building off on the outside, apart from bringing this little bridge thing across. It's to basically get you to the service station for this side of the highway. Just in case you guys maybe didn't know, we have these in the UK on some of our service stations. Not all of them. Some of them you can get to this side by turning off both, but you know. So hopefully we can finish it, and hopefully we can get, just a kind of like shell of the building done. Then we can work a bit more on the car park. Then we can start constructing the little Premier Inn. So there's going to be 2 Premier Inns, 1 at each side. Or I might just do 1 at this side, because if you think, well, I don't know yet, because if you think about it, you could potentially park at this side for Premier Inn, but then you might just be able to come across this tunnel and go down to this side and get to Premier Inn. So we'll have to see exactly what, might be the best option, whether we build 1, whether we build 2. If we build 2, they're going to relatively be the same buildings, because it's just going to be the same thing, kind of mirrored onto the other side. Same with this building. This building's going to be very, very similar, if you like, to the first one, what we're doing right now, just because it's the same thing, but it's owned by the same person, but it's obviously on the other side, which means, that it is going to more or less look the same, because with them, like, obviously, yeah, which should work out pretty good. So it's, in other words, it's going to be kind of probably like 2 of everything. Two service station buildings like this, 2 Premier Inns, 2 car parks and 2 lorry parks, and 2 gas stations, filling stations, petrol stations, whatever you want to call them, if that makes sense to you guys. So yeah, we is all good. Alright, so now it's just the roof to do. So I've been thinking for the roof that we use a slab. We use a stone slab. I think that's going to work out the best, don't you guys? I think that's going to work out the best. A nice little stone slab. Put that there like that. We won't necessarily worry about this for now, the tunnel, because till I start constructing the other side, I'm not going to be able to go ahead and, mark out exactly where the tunnel's going to come out at the other side, on the other building. So we've just got to kind of do a guessing game of, kind of like, well, once we get the other building more constructed at the other side, then we can start thinking about bringing the tunnels over. So, is this going to be the only service station I'm going to do? Probably not. It'll be the first. It's gonna be the only one I'm gonna be doing for a while, because service stations are kind of just the same thing. A building, a gas station, and a place to stay. They're not really. They're just a place to pull off the motorway or highway when you've been on the road a bit too long, or if you need the toilet, or if you're getting a bit ready for something to eat. And you've got a bit of a long journey. You can just pull off the road and have a break. And I think like I say, they're relatively, all of them are relatively similar buildings. They all have, more, even if the building's different, they all sort of roughly have the same thing inside of them. A WH Smith's, a KFC, a Burger King, a Costa, some toilets, and a little, over 18s arcade where you can, gamble some money. Just in case you want to spend all your holiday money before you even get to the place. So I'll be doing this one, and then that's going to probably more than likely be it for a while. I don't see myself doing anything else in the way of services for a while, unless I feel like I want to, which I probably won't, because they're quite. I'm enjoying doing this one, but I'd have to extend the highway so far just to do that, if that makes sense. Because obviously, if I'm carrying on this way, now there wouldn't be another service station for easily another sort of 23 miles. That's at least what they are on the UK, and it would probably relatively be the same this way as well. You wouldn't have one, going that way for ages, because this one's just here, so whichever way you do it, you're going to have to probably spend half of your time extending a highway across half a map, just so it's a decent size gap away from this one, which, if we aren't building anything else on the way yet, because we're still working on the main Grovewood, then there obviously isn't a point in, it's a waste of exercise. Someone will just end up following the highway really far down, and then they'll be like, well, this leads to nothing apart from a little service station in the middle of nowhere. So yes, I will be doing another service station, just not for a long time, because once I get this done, I want to go back to the airport and start doing a bit more on that with runways and stuff, which, to be honest with you, I don't have a clue how runways work, or how runways really. I don't really know how an airport looks.
That's where I come in.
Because I've never been to an airport. Well, I've been to an airport, but I've never been on a plane in my entire life. The only times I've ever been to an airport is one time we were dropping a friend off who works on an oil rig right out in the sea. And the other two times we went for a cup of tea at a cafe in an airport, so we could sit and watch some planes take off. But I know airports have these giant zebra crossings and numbers on them, and I know they have all these taxi lanes and little, I want it to look realistic. I want it to look good from how a real airport would look, and I want to shape it with the land of the city, well, the land of the little county, whatever you want to call this place, which I think will look good. Then I want to start extending the highway down, not highway, that I guess you can call it little bypass, to put in the next roundabout, to then start constructing the need a control tower as well there. But yeah, then I want to start constructing the docks, and then just after the docks is where I want to start thinking about the beach of Grovewood, which is then when you're going to start to see Grovewood get a bit bigger. And the beach is going to be quite easy to do, because we've just got to do a lot of fish and chip restaurants and burger stands and rock shops and then like hotels and stuff, which, don't get me wrong, we can come up with some really nice hotels, but at the same time we want to go ahead and obviously you know, get things going a bit. Piers, that type of thing. Theme park, yes. Plans for Grovewood, as always. But you know, we got to take it one step at a time. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed Park Drive 75 yesterday. There was a couple of errors in the editing. I tried to fix them, but it wouldn't like re-render the Park Drive. What I was actually going to do was fix the errors on the editing. Then I was going to render and upload the new, you know, the new edited one. And then when the new edited one had uploaded, I was then going to delete the old one. So, like, for those who had watched it, it was kind of like it never got deleted, if that makes sense. But then, for the new people what watch it, there isn't the 3 little errors in it. They are big errors, but one of them's quite big, but the other 2 aren't really too much of a worry. But, you know, we can sort things. Yeah, Marco is dead. Steve Woods killed him. Paul and Derek are in a truck crash. So stuff has obviously happened. To be honest, I can go and show you the truck crash, as it's just up here. And I'll explain exactly what happened as to how they crashed, because obviously you can't actually drive in Minecraft. So what happened is Paul was coming along here, he was talking to Derek. He asked where the turning was. Derek then realised that the turning was right there. He then had to sort of quickly come across so he didn't miss the turning. He hit and scraped that car, dented it in, caused it to set on fire. He then lost control down here. He then swerved through here and then crashed into the tree. And then they were basically out cold. And now the truck has set alight. And they've gone basically in, well, the tree itself, you know, they've like kind of took down some of the tree. And basically like a bit of the tree is hanging over them in the truck. So Paul's like this, you know, he's kind of like sat down like that, and then Derek, of course, is in his bed. This bed, just want to try something. Ah, that's it. I didn't think it was letting me. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, guys, that's exactly where they crashed. This was this was a big part of 75, but the main part of 75 was to have the Marco dying